Then you get to technology. And technology, oftentimes, when you're thinking about healthcare, when you're thinking about healthcare delivery, that's an enabler. That's an accelerant of something. It's a how do we do this better sort of move. But at least for us, you cannot overlook Gen AI. You cannot overlook the large language models that are out there now and what they're doing across healthcare, but certainly into some very specific areas. Certainly our lives and how we're interacting with Gen AI are impacted every day. But the fact now that healthcare has so widely embraced it, Epic incorporating it into its electronic medical record as a great example of that, which all of us interact with our electronic medical records, whether Epic or others. But as they embrace Gen AI and its capabilities, what could you really do? What are the possibilities of it? We just thought was one we couldn't overlook at a one seed. But the interesting one there for me, and I'm going to harken back to a comment that David made last year, I can't believe something to the effect of, I can't believe cybersecurity has made it this far. Well, we drilled down into that a little bit. Regulatory impact of data security. So cybersecurity certainly writ large has been a significant factor in the industry and has ramped up, so ransom and so on, and lots of different areas. Eric and I were going to a conference in Vegas a number of months ago, and the MGM hotels had just been a victim of huge cybersecurity, and they were working on a paper system. Now imagine the impact of a hospital or health system who has to work on a paper system, go back to a paper system, although some health systems still embrace the paper system. Does the fax still work? Is my beeper on? But how now regulatory efforts are shaping the mandate to get strengthened security is something that we believe is important to watch this year.
And I think last year I do think I called out that AI was probably not given as much consideration.
We went back to the tape on that one. You called it out.
And I think we're at like step 2 of 100 steps here. So it's still early days, but I think now the world is recognizing what a force this is likely to be. And I think it'll be fun for us to think about some of the implications that are enabling non-traditional workforce to do things in the future, empowering consumers to have a different conversation with their providers. I mean, there's just so many things that we're going to have to grapple with over the next several years with AI.
I think one thing that self-care does is it unlocks another sort of vast area of data that we have, that the legacy system we've had less access to. So all of the remote patient monitoring and all the self tools that you can, your digital scales and your Apple Watches and all of that. And every year you see more and more capabilities come out from that. And I think that's unlocking this data that historically was probably too much to consume and to process. And that's where, the intersection between these two comes together, is that now with generative AI, and machine learning becomes increasingly, easier to consume and compute and use that data.
I think consolidation of digital health, so going back to my, venture investing days, there was not a digital health solution that probably did not get funded over the last 5 years, and now we're seeing that.
Now we're seeing lots get not funded.
Exactly.
Lots go away.
Exactly accurate. We just came out of the JP Morgan conference talking to a bunch of investors, and there's a lot of people that put maybe one money against one deal last year or no money against deals, and are just funding the deals that they already have. And so I think that era of all digital health gets funded regardless of whether it's MSK, mental behavioral health, new virtual care models. I think that's the consolidation in digital health is a big trend that I could see coming out of there. And I think moving from point solutions to platform, which is also, I think you're seeing that on the delivery side as well, will be a trend that we'll see.
I would have to say that Gen AI is the thing for technology. It's huge, it's happening, it's going to happen regardless. The implications this year are going to be either terrible or great. It could be either one, it could be both, and there's lots of ways it could be either one or both, but it's going to happen.